Now that we've set up all of our washer and dryer objects, it's not hard for us to go ahead and instantiate a bunch of them. That's what you can now see on screen. We are in the file inheritance hierarchies.java. On lines 7 and 8, we instantiate two washers. One of these is a front-loading washer, the other is a top-loading washer. Please note that here the objects are of the same type as the variables which hold them. So for instance, on line 7, the constructor which we invoke using the new keyword is a front-loading washers constructor, and the variable in which we store this is also of type front-loading washer. And likewise on line 8, we have a top-loading washer variable holding a top-loading washer object. So no upcasting or downcasting going on here. Then on lines 12 and 13, we have the display details method and the display detergent type method invoked on our front-loading washer object. On lines 17 and 18, we invoke the display details method on the top-loading washer, and then we also go ahead and invoke the display softener type. Notice how these two washer objects both possess a display details method, and these methods are invoked on lines 12 and 17. These are the methods which are inherited from the washer base class. In addition, each of these objects also has its own class-specific methods which are invoked on the next line. At this point, let's run this code. When we do so, we can see in the console down below that we've invoked the loading type plus capacity constructor on the washer object twice. The first was while instantiating the front loading washer. The second was while instantiating the top loading washer. Also do remember that whenever we have an inheritance hierarchy, when we instantiate a derived class object, the base class constructor is going to be called before the derived class constructor. So here for both of our washer objects, the washer constructor is going to be executed before the specific class constructor. From the rest of the console output, we can see the display details invocations on the two washers. We can also see that our front loading washer has a detergent type which is powder, and our top loading washer has its softener type which is premium. These member variables and these member functions are class specific. These do not belong in the top level washer base class. Now that we've instantiated and worked with the washer objects, let's do the same with some of the dryer objects. On lines 22 and 23, we instantiate a pair of dryer objects. We have a vented dryer and a condensed dryer. And then down below on line 25, we instantiate a third dryer object